What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, that's Scott Savage, and dude, we gotta get going because we're talking about Gamescom Opening Night Live. Scott, today's a big show because we're recapping Gamescom Opening Night Live. There's a lot shown over the course of 2 hours, and I thought Jeff actually came out and presented things well with preparation leading into Opening Night Live, saying don't get your hopes up too much, right? Don't expect world premieres. Dude, we did not see a world premiere last night at all, did we?
Well, there was a few actually, but they didn't have that voice behind it. And I was at home narrating it to myself. World premiere.
Yeah, it didn't have that same punch that you would get from like the video game awards with Jeff Keighley and some of the other showcases that you get into, right? So last night though, I thought he set it up. I thought he teed it up well, and then I felt like it was a pretty good show. It started off a little rocky because some moron thought it'd be fun to go up on stage and ruin the show, which I thought Jeff handled very, very well. This is the second time Jeff's had somebody interrupt his show, and this is just, it's unfortunate for Jeff and for everybody who's worked on creating that show and to celebrate our industry. To have that come around is just, it's just not necessary. It's kind of disgusting actually to think of that somebody would want to ruin this excitement and hype in around our gaming space. It's just, Scott, I was not happy with it, man.
It seemed like there was, well, just kind of a jovial effort. Seemed like a joke to this individual, and although they seem to have the express mission of GTA 6 please, and I think we can all gather around that thought, and we can all just as quickly disavow this kind of behavior, because at the end of the day, it's a security threat. And personally, I'm surprised he got, within shouting distance at the guy, but to get even like, my thoughts went to Assassin's Creed Mirage, which we did see in this show. But I thought, if that was Basim, if that was Ezio, that would have been it, man. That was too close.
Yeah, it was too close. But security was there. They got there quick. Dude, there's like 5 of them jumped up on stage and got him, which is good. And then Jeff was like, this is not called for. This isn't cool. But then quickly moved on to the show, right? Which I thought was great. Which then opened up with Starfield. None other than a composer coming out to play on the piano and give us the lead in to then Todd Howard coming out on stage and talking about the game a little bit, right? And things along that line. So I thought it was a good tee in to starting the night off, Scott.
Oh, absolutely. It's always exciting to see Todd Howard in any capacity. And this was his first Gamescom as well. He seemed excited, but maybe a little nervous. I got a little bit of air of
did you?
Well, not uncertainty, but just having the spotlight on you. Maybe it's been a while.
That might have been a while, but he's got a lot riding on his shoulders right now too with Starfield, and we'll be talking about that here next week. So before we say too much, let's move into the world premiere that you were mentioning of is Little Nightmares 3. As I was sitting there watching the showcase last night, my son sitting beside me. He goes, "Dad, that's Little Nightmares." I said, "You think so?" We're watching. He goes, "Yeah, that's Little Nightmares 3. I went, "Huh." And then sure enough, dude, it was. How excited were you?
I was super hyped for that because I'm watching it and I'm going, could it be? I haven't finished number 2, so that I have to start there. The possibilities of number 3 hadn't even occurred to me. But seeing that and 2-player, I'm not sure how that's going to work and how that'll change the game, but I'm excited to find out. It's kind of like when Portal 2 introduced co-op.
Right. Well, it was cool, right? I think that was nice to see the addition of the multiplayer side of things. Now you can play it with a friend. And then also kicking off as of last night, the first 2 episodes of The Sounds of Nightmares, their podcast, which just dropped as well. So nice little intro to get into Little Nightmares 3 coming out in 2024. Scott, then things got real hot and heavy when it came out with Black Myth Wukong. Dude, I was excited for this, and as I was watching the trailer, I'm going, man, this looks cool. I'm never gonna play this game.
Why is that? Difficulty, you think?
Absolutely. It has that Dark Souls, Demon Souls thing. I'm like, I'm out, man. This isn't, I'm like, as much as I want to get into this thing, I'm watching the gameplay, and I'm like, yeah, if you're not into that genre, like myself, right? I can't. This doesn't click. At the end of the day, it doesn't click for me. And it's really disappointing. Dude, the game looks sick.
I like the mythology look to it, and it's kind of, it gave me a little bit of a Monster Hunter feel. But with the the Dark Souls kind of movement. I'm excited for that one. The more I see, the more I'm excited.
Well, and we hadn't seen anything from it in a long time. I think that was the other side of it too, right? I was kind of going, "Ooh, man, it's been a while since we saw anything on Black Myth Wukong," and it was nice. So I was, again, racing beside my son, and what is this, Dad? I'm like, "Well, here, this is what it is, and we're probably not going to play it, unfortunately." But it is that whole mythology, right? That is so cool.
Is it because Neo just beat you down?
Dude, Neo crushed me. Like, Neo 1 was tough, and then Neo 2 was even worse. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't have the time to do this. It's not what I want to do with my time. It's not my play style, right? I think that's what it really kind of lends down to. So I just don't have the patience to get that parry on in time and survive, because I don't survive. I just keep dying. I'm like, before I break my controller, I'm just going to walk away.
I think that was unanimously known as difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Difficult. Yeah. Dude, another cool announcement on Xbox as of yesterday was Age of Empires 4, the Anniversary Edition. Sweet.
Yeah.
Right?
I was really happy to see that because people have been talking about it online. When's that going to happen? And it sort of reminded me, oh yeah, that was supposed to be 2023.
Yep. And then an awkward presentation came from Zack Snyder, the director of the world premiere of his Rebel Moon movie exclusive to Netflix, coming on December 22nd, part 1. And then part 2 is coming on April 19th, 2024. Dude, Zach looked a little uncomfortable, made his way through it, and then we saw the trailers, and I thought the trailers actually set up something pretty cool. And he revealed a game coming out for it as well, which I don't expect anytime soon.
No, I think that's going to be quite a whiles away, especially when you see the look of the Netflix exclusive, the movie. And I think there's been movies in that series before, and it seems to be high production, a lot of special effects. Some of it's going to take a while to make its way into video games. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of curious that he started it off with this based on heavy metal, a dark adult anime series, I believe he said. I'm not aware of what that is, but I'm intrigued. I must find more.
There you go. Crimson Desert, Scott. We knew this was coming. It had been over a year since we saw anything on this. And that gameplay trailer, dude, I got Assassin's Creed vibes. I've got Zelda vibes going on with Tears of the Kingdom, as you're floating down from one, sky level to the bottom to whatever the ground is. And it looked massive.
Yeah, some of the huge, just standing at the cliffside and looking out over the world, not just things in the sky, but you're going to have to travel massive distances.
Yeah, absolutely. It needs to have a photo mode. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be so many opportunities here. And I was excited to see that it is actually a single player experience. There isn't any, as of right now, hasn't been announced for co-op, and there's no MMO feature, right? This is a studio, Pearl Abyss, behind Black Desert. And then when we get into Crimson Desert, they went for single player story. I was like, nice, this is action RPG. I'm very thankful it is coming out next year. We don't have to worry about it this year, which is very, very cool. There's a lot of opportunities here, and I'm very anxious. Very magical moments, and the combat looked fun. And then dude's just sitting, chilling out with leaning up against a stack of hay, just ready to try to crash. And then next thing you know, there's an air balloon, and he's in the air balloon. I'm just like, man, how big is this game?
Where else are we going to end up being? Is this going to go to space? What's left?
There's a lot. And then, dude, Ice-T came out with Payday 3. He gets his own mission heist, which I thought was very, very cool. Looking forward to Payday 3. I'm looking forward to getting in with the crew, getting in with us, Scott, and going in and see if we can pull this off. It's going to be difficult to pull off some of these stealthily, I think, with all of us in there at the same time. But I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I didn't realize there was any sort of stealth element to Payday at all. I'm not sure if that's a new thing with 3 or if that's really just kind of a staple, but I hadn't considered it. I thought it was more just a smash and grab. There's a movie that's in my head, but I can't recall which one it is.
Payday 2, one of the hooks when people were actually creating their videos was to be able to do this missions as a stealth mission, because it's challenging. It's very challenging, and the team over there has stated that Payday 3 has been a bit more focused on the stealth elements to it, to allow you to get in there, sneak in, and you pull off the heist without even kind of recognizing you're there. Almost like a Hitman scenario, right? Walk in the front door, pull off your gig, walk out the front door again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into that. And dude, what I'm looking forward to is Assassin's Creed Mirage. I don't need to see anymore. I'm already sold. It's fully voiceover in Arabic, which I thought was cool. It fits that setting, right? It is perfect. I cannot wait. It is, dude. I'm such an Assassin's Creed fan. Coming off Valhalla, even though it left me wanting more. Yeah, it left me in a couple different feels. But either way, I wanted that return to form, and here we are. And I can't get enough of it, Scott. What do you think of Assassin's Creed Mirage?
Oh, I've skipped out on Valhalla almost entirely. We played it forever ago. I believe that was even on Stadia. It was that long ago. But it didn't grab me the same way at all. It left me wanting because I wanted that tight-knit experience. Everything that we're going to get with Mirage, I think that's going to hit the mark perfectly. At least, fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Co-host was introduced. Jasmine was introduced to help kind of carry along the show with Jeff, which was very cool. Tekken 8 came out. Scott, dude, I'm so far off from Tekken now at this point. I'm so far removed. It didn't really wow me at all. How about you?
Oh, it actually did get me this time.
Nice.
Tekken is something I've kind of observed from a distance. I've had friends that play it, but Soul Calibur was my game.
Yeah.
This is basically Soul Calibur without swords, so I'm actually down for that. And I didn't realize Yoshimitsu was from Tekken. That's a blank in my own knowledge, but I'm happy to see Yoshimitsu again. He was in Soul Calibur.
Yep, and they're coming out on January 26, 2024. I think that might be a smart opportunity to launch Tekken 8 out of the wake from Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1, right? And then bring in, once people are kind of wrap those up over the holiday season and stuff, they might want to jump in and check out Tekken 8 as an opportunity. Modern Warfare 3 was there. Dude, not surprised at all. I think it makes a lot of sense to see them there once again. I like this open combat mission opportunities. So those who are stealthily, like myself, or stealth players, can go in and just change the game up a little bit and kind of go in if I want to do stealth. Kind of reminds me a little bit more of the Black Ops series, which I love so much. I love the Black Ops. Dude, Black Ops is so cool. So it kind of gives me that
really cool.
Yeah.
The idea of using kill streaks and stuff like for different missions and attack it how you want. I can see there being replay value to that, and I can see it being really good. Open world zombies. Not sure how that's going to work. It kind of reminds me of Black Ops, the zombies experience way back in the day, and I'm happy with that.
Yep. A cinematic trailer, kind of story setup trailer for Lords of the Fallen. Well, again, Scott, another one that looks cool that I'm not going to play.
No, I can't wait for Lords of the Fallen. That's another case of the more I see, the more excited I am.
Yeah, fair enough. Sonic Superstars 4-person co-op in battle mode, October 17th. I don't know, man. it's Sonic. You either like Sonic or you don't, so it's just kind of one of those things.
Oh, 4-player co-op in a Sonic kind of seems like a mess to me. But that's because I was the little brother, always trapped in the bubble.
Fair enough. Sonic Frontiers is getting Final Horizon update. New DLC is on the way. The First Descendant got an actual decent first look, I'm going to call it, at the game. Kind of give us an idea what we might get into there. I'm optimistic about getting into this game. I think it looks cool. I want to see if they can actually pull it off. I think that's the thing. It gives me the Outriders vibe, which I loved. Dude, I love that game. I know there's not too many of us that kind of praise it the way I do, but that one, dude, it clicked. It so clicked for me, and I absolutely loved it. To the point where I'm playing all the DLC alone. I'm like, I don't care. You guys can go play whatever you're playing. I'm going into Outriders. I love that game. I don't know if we'll ever see a sequel, though.
I missed the boat on that one, but the First Descendant seems much more aimed towards me.
Yeah, and 4-person co-op too, right? Where Outriders was 3. So here we are with 4 people now. Yeah, a little bit different, right? And then we're getting Under the Waves on August 29th, 2023. So that's just, dude, like days away now at this point. Under the Waves is from Quantic Dream, which we'll see them once again in today's show, which is interesting to see. Fort Solis came out with a launch trailer. You can check out our full review on that. Scott and Steve actually checked that one out. We'll leave it at that. You should just go watch the review. Mud Runner's game makes a return with Expeditions in 2024. So if you like the Mud Runner and the Snow Runner games, well, you're gonna like this probably.
I actually think I need to check out Snow Runner. Not sure how I feel about Mud Runner being this far north, but the idea, we played Truck Driver, and I actually really like Truck Driver.
Oh, fair enough. The Crew Motorfest launches on September 14th. We saw a teaser trailer. Dude, every time I see this, I'm like, this is just Forza Horizon to me. So I want to see if they can actually pull themselves into this genre of that and make it their own, right? This is The Crew. The Crew, it blows my mind. Dude, The Crew started off as a single-player game with this full-fledged story in it, right? Of being caught into this treachery. And it was a cool story. to get into this, right? Your brother was murdered and you got to go find out what's going on, this, that, and the other. And then you run out these missions in this whole open world kind of scenario of America. And then you get into 2, which just completely changed it up. And now we're getting into Motorfest, which is going to change it up once again. There's a free trial from September 14th to the 17th for 5 hours. So you can go in, check it out, see if you like it. I don't know, man. Time will tell with that one if we stick around.
I think I'm one of the few that are actually more excited than most.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think I need a racing game. That's the main thing. I just need a racer.
Yeah.
I'm playing Redout right now, and it's like F-Zero, but it's a little too fast.
I just don't have time.
That's fair.
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty showed us a little bit more details on what to expect and all the changes that Cyberpunk has received and will be receiving. So I'm looking forward to getting into the latest DLC after I even said, quote, I will never return to this game. Looks like I'm coming back. So I'm eating my own words on that one, Scott.
I'm back in. It looks really cool, and I didn't really get to put enough time into it, or as much as I wanted to last time.
Yeah, fair enough. Stormgate is an RTS. Chainsmokers band and Command & Conquer composers are working on this game, which is probably pretty exciting for you, Scott, but Stormgate didn't really do it much for me.
Oh, an RTS with anybody related to Command & Conquer? I'm in. That's all I want, is just another Command & Conquer Red Alert 4 when...
Yeah. Who knows? Dude, I saw an announcement for a mobile game. I'm so sorry, Scott.
Well, Westwood doesn't exist anymore, so it's not going to happen.
Playing for the Planet, the UN Environment Program, Educational Program, Green Studios of the Year, Frontier, Ubisoft, and Xbox. Xbox One. Phil Spencer came out on stage and accepted the award. Thanks on. Great shout out to Phil. Phil's a great guy, man. He has me excited every time he comes on stage and has something to say, right? Everybody just listens to the guy. I don't know what it is.
He has that star power, yeah. I'm not sure how else to describe it.
Yeah. The Last Epoch showed us the 11th hour games. An ARPG Rune Master coming out on September 7th. Marvel Snap came out, mobile game of the year winner. Dude, Marvel Snap is still such a cool game. We got an Armored Core trailer for the latest one coming out just days away as well. Warhaven, Scott, cinematic trailer, free to play on September 21st. What are your thoughts?
Warhaven, I'm not exactly sure if I recall this one in particular. We got hit with a wave of games now, so... Yeah,
we did. We got into this big influx of stuff that was coming around, and then Warhaven is kind of this, almost like a chivalry type game to me, right?
That's right.
Free to play, so it kind of has my interest, but we'll see what happens. We just reviewed Mordeaux, which was kind of a bit of a miss for us, but I knew there's an audience there, and we played with a ton of people over there, and there's a community building over there for Mordeaux, and I wonder if there's room for Warhaven to come in and do the same thing. Ed Boon came in on stage though, Scott, and stole my heart. Dude, more Mortal Kombat 1. I'm telling you, what a game. The more I see, Sindel is back. That was exciting to see. Wow. And we got the end of the villain too. Like, there's a whole story set up now, and wow. Just wow. I don't need to see anymore though, man. I've seen so much. I'm ready just to get into the game.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. The Sindel finisher looked really cool, and I never considered Sindel much as a character. Well, it was not my cup of tea, but I'm in for this game.
She was back in the day in the Mortal Kombat 11. It didn't click. It just wouldn't click for me. But dude, after that, it went from Mortal Kombat to an alternate history grand strategy game with our History Untold coming out in 2024. It was weird.
I think that was suggested it might be a Game Pass game, being Xbox Studios. I think that's the case. We'll see that on Game Pass, and I like grand strategy games. I haven't played grand strategy since Total War.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. New details on Diablo 4's next season of Blood. So that was pretty cool to see. A new Vampire Hunter's on the way. Corey will be giving us updates on that. And Quantic Dream returns once again with Dustborn, Scott, coming out in 2024. This was a unique game, and dude, I wasn't sure. Kind of reminded me a little bit. Crystal, my wife, brought it up, said it reminds me of that game you played in the hotel. I was like, what? And I went, oh, As Dusk Falls. Just that art style. I was like,
okay. I do remember that. I haven't played that game myself.
Oh, dude, that was such a good game. Shout out to Jane Perry over there. She voiced one of the actresses. It was so good, dude. Thank goodness you're here. Looked like a weird thing of Cuphead, and it was just
that was really bizarre. That got really strange, but there's something about it that kind of triggers a nostalgia for me. In the early 2000s, I don't know what it is about this cartooning. YTV or Teletoon must have had something similar.
Fair enough.
But it has that weird charm to it. I think I'm in.
There you go. We got Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Genshin Impact, Concert Reveal, Star Rail official PS5 trailer, Zenless Zone Zero trailer. There's a bunch of anime stuff that I just kind of started to fall asleep with as we watched it, but it's just not my style.
Yeah, anime is sort of your kryptonite.
It certainly is. Yes, it is. Nightingale, Scott. That one looks cool.
Yeah, this is the Brothers Grimm. Is that
yeah,
as I recall, it looks very Brothers Grimm, and it has me excited. Any of this kind of Monster Hunter viewed from a different perspective, I'm all about that.
Dude, it's got co-op too. I think that's the other exciting part, right? So there's that co-op feature. We can come in together as friends and then go out and hunt monsters down and craft stuff and then loot up and then, you know, run it again. I'm very curious to see what the story is when we can get into this a little bit more. But I don't remember if there was an announcement on the date or not on that one, Scott.
No.
And then, Scott, one of your most anticipated titles, Alan Wake 2 ended off opening night live. What are your thoughts on? Dude, I was like, okay, more Alan Wake. I don't need to see this just because I don't like horror. So yeah.
Oh, it was really interesting. They've mentioned that it includes live action, so it's going to bring a lot of the acting and actual proper motion capture and beyond that into live action. I think this is an interesting way to tell the story, and the production value today's day versus when the first Alan Wake came out, it's like we're in a whole other world now. I can't wait.
It kind of reminded me of Quantum Break on Xbox One when they introduced the live action with the actual gameplay. Yeah, because it had the whole live action show you can go watch and then get back into the gameplay, right? Back and forth. So.
It was mentioned that that's not part of the Remedy universe, by the way. Only Control and Alan Wake do exist in the same universe, but Quantum Break is its own thing.
It certainly is. It just reminded me of that introduction of the real cinematic stuff versus the gameplay and how they kind of intertwined the two. I thought it was cool, and it's nice to see that this goes in here to that realm as well. And Sam Lake, dude, what a guy! What a guy! So.
Yeah, he's such an iconic character.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. What are your final thoughts on the show?
I think I was very excited. There was a little bit of a poll put up by Jeff that was A, B, C, or D. I voted B because I thought this was an excellent put together show. Yep. I'm disappointed, as well as everybody, to see that stage intruder, because that was funny never. Yeah. But ending on Alan Wake 2 is something we already kind of knew about, so it wasn't exactly the punching send off.
Yeah,
but it did speak to me, so I'm very satisfied.
I thought it was a solid show, right? That's what I said at the top of our show, that Jeff set it up, that don't get your expectations too high. And I thought it kind of carried throughout the show that, hey, this is cool. We're seeing some returning things like this, like that. And then, like, Crimson Desert finally making its showcase reveal. And then Black Myth Wukong is there too. So a lot of cool games to get caught up on and to understand where we're at with those and when are we going to see some of these games. So yeah, dude, I thought it was a solid show. I think Jeff, once again, does what he does well. And just keep it going, Jeff. Dude, up next, though, let's get into it. We got a couple games coming out soon.
We do. We have Virgo versus the Zodiac. That's on the Xbox One, X, PlayStation 4 and 5, and the Switch. And Dust Fleet is on PC, as well as Witch Spring R on PC. R.
Well, there's more pirates. I love pirates, so we'll see. Well, that'll wrap up today's show, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'm Drew. That's Scott.
We'll see you inside the game.